Once upon a time, nestled between glistening rivers and flower-laced meadows, there was a peaceful kingdom called Lumina. This realm was known across lands for its lush gardens, shimmering towers, and most of all, its royal library, a place where stories breathed and magic dwelled in every corner. Belle, the brilliant and curious book lover, had become the keeper of this great library. She spent her days cataloging ancient scrolls, translating forgotten tongues, and inviting children from every village to share the wonder of books. Yet despite the beauty of her world, a subtle sadness lingered in Belle's heart. She longed for an adventure beyond the written word, one filled with purpose, not just page turns. One twilight, as a golden mist settled over Lumina, Belle discovered a book that shimmered unnaturally, its title not inked, but glowing. The cover read, "The Garden of Lost Wishes." No sooner had she opened the book than a swirl of light enveloped her, and in a blink she found herself standing in a glade illuminated by moonflowers and dewdrops that sparkled like stars. There, a graceful figure descended from the air on a stream of starlight. It was the Fairy Godmother, wings glinting silver and eyes warm as dawn. "My dear Belle," she said in a voice like wind chimes, "you have opened the gate of wishes. This garden holds the forgotten dreams of hearts that gave up too soon. But the balance is shifting. Something dark is stealing the hopes buried here. I need your help to restore it." Before Belle could respond, two familiar voices joined them. Ariel, the adventurous mermaid now blessed with legs and a thirst for exploration, emerged from a shimmering pool. Snow White arrived next, escorted by gentle deer and birds, her kindness as radiant as ever. Together, the trio was tasked with finding the 4 lost wish crystals hidden across enchanted realms, each guarded by a creature shaped by human folly. Their first journey led them to the Whispering Caverns, where they encountered a serpent of doubt. The beast whispered fears and uncertainties into their ears. Belle feared she wasn't brave enough. Ariel feared losing her voice again, and Snow White feared betrayal. But they held each other's hands and remembered past trials they had conquered. The serpent weakened not by sword, but by self-belief. Next, they crossed the Forest of Vanity, where a dazzling phoenix trapped the second crystal in a cage of mirrors. It challenged them to admire themselves or risk being forgotten. Ariel, once obsessed with surface beauty, sang a song of inner strength, breaking the enchantment. The phoenix bowed and gifted the crystal freely. Their third test came in the Marsh of Envy, where thorns of jealousy grew taller with every step. There they met a lonely girl named Ilara, whose wish to be admired had turned her into a shadow. Snow White embraced her, offering not pity but friendship, teaching her that true joy blooms when shared. The marsh faded into wild flowers, revealing the third crystal in Ilara's tear. For the final crystal, they journeyed to the Tower of Time, where Belle faced her own deepest fear. A reflection of herself, old and alone, surrounded by books, but no one to love or be loved by. "Knowledge is powerful," her reflection said, "but will you dare to live?" Belle gently closed the book in her hands and smiled. "Yes," she whispered. "I choose to live, not just read." With all 4 crystals returned to the garden's heart, the Fairy Godmother reappeared. "You have rekindled the flames of courage, humility, compassion, and self-worth," she said. "These are the foundations of every true wish." The garden bloomed brighter than ever, and from the soil, forgotten hopes took root once more. Children who had given up drawing began again. An old man remembered a dream to sing. A lonely girl picked up her violin. Belle, Ariel, and Snow White returned to Lumina, forever changed, not because of magic, but because they chose to face themselves. And so, the kingdom thrived, not because it was free of hardship, but because its people learned to listen to their hearts, speak kindly, and lift each other when shadows fell. Moral lessons. Courage is not the absence of fear. but the strength to face it together. Beauty without kindness fades. Inner light is what truly shines. Jealousy withers where compassion grows. Knowledge is noble, but life is meant to be lived, not just studied. And somewhere in the grand library of Lumina, a new book appeared on a high shelf. Its title read, The Garden of Lost Wishes. And if you opened it, you might just find your own crystal waiting to be found.